And now a story from the United Kingdom. It is planning to raise taxes to fix its stagnant economy. Now, announcement has been made. UK's Finance Minister Jeremy Hunt, he said all British citizens will soon be paying more taxes. Remember, this announcement comes at a time when global economic outlook is weakening. A number of countries, they are now at the risk of recession already. What explains it? The poor fortunes. Our next report tells you all.
This is Jeremy Hunt, the Finance Minister of the UK, the man charged with fixing the country's economy. How does he plan on doing that? By raising taxes, says Hunt. In a recent TV interview, the British Finance Minister said in clear words that his plan is to cut spendings and raise taxes in order to fix Britain's public finances and restore its economic credibility. Listen in.
Well, we're all going to be paying a bit more tax, I'm afraid, Sophie. But it's not just going to be bad news. I think what people recognise is that if you want to give people confidence about the future, you have to be honest about the present and you have to have a plan. And this will be a plan to help bring down inflation, help control high energy prices.
What Hunt's statement essentially means is that everybody in the UK will be paying more taxes going forward. But he has pledged to ensure that the most vulnerable will be protected, that is, people with the lowest incomes. Hunt intends to show compassion towards them.
There are going to be some very difficult choices. I've used the word eye-watering before, and that's the truth. But we're going to make those choices to give nurses, public sector workers, actually all families and businesses who are worrying at the moment, that certainty that there's a plan in place.
Jeremy Hunt's plan may be noble, but it won't be easy to execute it. The country's economy has shrunk. Economic output has fallen by 0.2% in Q3. The Bank of England says the United Kingdom is set to go into recession, which could possibly last for over 2 years. For the record, this is happening in the 6th largest economy in the world. One can only imagine how the others are faring. Well, why imagine when you have data to prove it? According to reports, South Africa's economy is likely in technical recession already. Its GDP contracted 0.7% in the second quarter. The economic growth outlook has slipped to 2%. In Argentina, the rate of inflation has climbed to 83%. Its complex web of rules and taxes are further amplifying the problem. Same story with Tunisia. It is facing economic stagnation with a skyrocketing rate of inflation. In Egypt, the debt-to-GDP ratio has risen to 89%. These were just a few examples. According to surveys, there are over 15 countries that are in the danger zone of economic crisis. Which countries are these? Besides the ones we just mentioned, there's Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Belarus, El Salvador, Ecuador, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. They're all going through an economic storm, and they're unlikely to come out of it anytime soon. The IMF says the global economic growth outlook looks gloomier than earlier. It says the economic indicators further point towards more challenges, mainly because of high rates of inflation, the weak growth momentum in China, the pandemic-induced slowdown, and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. These are all issues that could further lower the global economic outlook if not addressed on an urgent basis. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
WION now available in your country. Download the app and get all the news on the move.